I'm always curious. I feel like I'm one of those people as well that just kind of you're walking along a path and rocks pop up and you take that rock.
Yeah.
And you do that. That's why I enjoy entrepreneurship, because there's so many different lanes. Like you said, you're the landscaping company and now you're the weekend therapist. Mm-hmm. So there's so many different ways you can.
And all of it's art. Therapy is art. And I tell people, like, that's why everything is, even down to how I handle or treat or how I show up in session, it's an art form. I have a master's of art in forensic psychology. Therapy is art. You have to be able to customize and know what ingredient and how much of this and how little of that in order for it to be successful.
Maybe that's why I like cooking. Just more art. Can't get away from it.
Not at all. It's always art.
I think it's a good thing. I think that's why I was asking you earlier about like the psychology of having paintings. I think that surrounding yourself like with art, because like a lot of artists, like everybody says they're weird or whatever, but they're like, that's actually the question I was gonna ask you. They're like some of the most balanced people sometimes. Like there's some people that are completely imbalanced, they're just there on their whole other path, but a lot of them, especially the ones that like, you know, a painter that owns a gallery that also paints, that like those are some of the most balanced people you ever meet, that kind of figure out a way to navigate life in a healthy way.
Yeah.
What I was gonna ask you about balance was how are you able to balance all these different things? You're volunteering, you're going to the gym, you're touching grass outside, you gotta work on the weekends. Like,
I take time for myself. So I take 1 weekend a month. That is always a thing. And I don't do anything related to therapy. I just do whatever I want to do. Wake up late, go take myself to breakfast, take a trip, whatever that is that I want to do, but it's 1 weekend a month.
you got like one spot that that's your favorite, or are you trying different stuff?
What, you like food-wise?
Yeah, like you said, take yourself to breakfast.
I have one spot. I don't know if I want to tell people my spot because I don't need them.
They gonna pull up on you. Look, listen, man. So what you said about bipolar? I need to know. Nah, don't tell them the spot.
No, they be like, hey. But surprisingly, no. The weirdest thing that happens, too, is when somebody finds out that you're a therapist, they will pull up on you when you at the club, which is the weirdest thing. Like, I am here, I have a glass of Hennessy. What makes you think I want to have a conversation about mental health? Not right now.
It's the best time, baby.
It is not.
We all in here living in our truth. I feel them.
I was like, here's a card. Just, reach out to me on Monday or something. Let me know, like, but I am not here in a professional capacity.
That's crazy. So do you have like a job where you be telling people that you are when you don't want to tell them?
What you mean? Like
if you just say you're at the club, you're like, I just don't want to talk about therapy tonight. You just tell people like something else? Because I know tattoo artists who do that. Like they won't tell people their tattoo, because they do that to us too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes.
Like, so I've been thinking about this sleeve.
Yeah, sometimes I'll mention that. I'll be like, yeah. But I used to do that even for when I had a landscaping company, because surprisingly, so many people try to assess the level of respect they want to give you based upon your job title. And so what I found as a landscaper is that folks would be like, oh, not knowing that I own the company, they would try to, basically play in my face.
Yeah, like you a gardener.
Yeah, you garden basically. Yeah. And so I could immediately tell, okay, this might not be a person I want to be around, because they're already trying to, assess whether or not they want to respect me in the future.
Yeah, lucky for me, I got face tattoos, so it kind of does that for me. They kind of just assume whatever immediately. Yeah. Like,
oh yeah, there's gonna be some, there's a lot of that is, again, that bias. We're socially programmed to think certain things.
What do you think that comes from?
Just raising. Everything. You think about how you raise, your customs, your belief systems, religion, all that stuff plays a part of it.
Yeah. You meet one person from whatever race or religion or creed, and you just assume that that's the rest of the group as well. Yeah, stuff like that.
But I don't think that applies to white folk. I think that white people have the ability and the whether it's a privilege or not to say that we don't look at all white people as the same. But you meet one black person, all black people represent
They got
all everybody.
selective prejudices.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I think that is part of it, and I think that's the unfortunate side.
That shit funny. I'm gonna keep bringing up this show on The Sopranos. They had a scene. He just reminded me of it. And he says the N word all loud. Somebody steals their car. Actually, this is one of them early HBO shows. And he said the N word loud. And his wife's like, Harry. He's like, well, who else? Like, as if he knows that it's just if the car was gonna get stolen, it had to be one of these.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's gonna be.
I wonder why they do that. And honestly, the way. I mean, obviously, but the way that they look at each other is how you should look at everybody, because you know damn well your cousin act completely different than the rest of your family. And you know that there's able to be layers to a person, not based on their religion or their race or whatever, but you still have that feeling in the back of your mind of just classifying.
Yeah, you want, but it's this idea of thinking that we look at each other, not, generally sometimes as predators. It's like we have to unlearn that. We have
As black
to unlearn.
people?
Yes, as black people, we look at each other like, oh, what's this gonna be? What's this interaction gonna be? And it's like, you don't know what the interaction is gonna be.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Facts.
Just like, folks be like, when I tell people I'm from East Texas, they go, oh, you country, da, da, da. Yeah, but you don't know what my experience is. You have no idea what that looks like. Just because you watched Green Acres as a kid don't mean
What is that?
that was an old country show.
It was in East Texas?
No, they was on Nickelodeon.
That's
I
just
think.
what they assume.
Yeah, they assume that
Yeah.
a
Yeah, I
climate
remember
or
when I
something.
first went up north and they were like, do you ride horses to school?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all that. And then it gets even deeper because people in Texas probably do that to you. You from East Texas, yeah?
Or they assume that, that East Texas for them means like Lufkin, Nacogdoches. I'm like, there's a whole nother section of East Texas.
Texas has a lot of people in general,
It
like
does.
just everywhere, just scattered. They just living in the woods with so many cabins. You don't know what people's reality is. Do you find it hard being that sometimes your job actually is classifying people to not prejudge?
No. Like I said, I did more classification before I had this education than I do now. Like I said, learning psychology made me a better human. It made me stop with a lot of the socialized biases and recognize when it's implicit bias, when it's explicit bias, those kind of things. It helped me really get with that.
What's the difference?
So implicit bias is kind of how you feel on the inside, like your beliefs, your core stuff like that. Your explicit bias is when you're kind of observing things on the outside, all your environmental stuff, the environmental cues that happen, and it may not even be that.
Gotcha.
Like, let's say you're in a predominantly non-black area, and you're walking up, and somebody has a kid next to them, and they automatically grab their kid and try to protect them or shield them or whatever, and it's like, I'm just walking on the sidewalk with you.
Right.
Why you feel like I'm automatically a threat?
And you're not strong enough to stop me. So stop doing it. You locking your doors when I walk by the car. If I want to break in the car, I'm gonna break into it. What are we doing here?
Hey, but I think that
You're not strong enough to hold that purse, Karen. Cut it out.
you could also throw it back on them, and when I've been certain non-black areas, I roll up my window and lock my doors in front of them too. Click.
It's a TikToker who does that. He just be messing with white people. Like, that shit is hilarious.
Because you got to be like, so now, do you belong here?
Cause what are you on? I don't
Hey, right. I
know
don't trust you.
I feel it.
Oh, you know I'm
Yeah.
cool. Like, no, I don't know that.
Was that something that was hard to learn in prison, working? Because, like, say it's like the typical character arc of like, oh, you thought they were scary and then they're all cuddly person inside, or like.
Well, they can be. You can be scary, but because you're in a prison,
Right.
and that's one of you when you're going through these trainings, these orientations, you never forget you were in prison. One of my earliest experiences being in prison was I was at this unit, and I mean, and I came fresh to death. I mean, I was dressed down. I had my fresh white polo on, you know, or white button down. It was just a white shirt and just slacks and this and that, and the warden stopped me. It was a woman warden, and she said to me, she said, "Don't ever wear white on in my prison no more." She said, because I can't tell you from the population if something go down.
That was racially motivated, but keep going.
But it was, but it's reality, because in an emergency situation.
Yeah, we're looking at the white shirts and laying them on the ground and cuffing them. I feel you to an extent.
Correct. Yes, it could have been. You know, there was, again, that bias comes into play.
Yeah.
But I never wore a white shirt again because, hey, I need you to know that I'm here. I'm wearing polka dots. I'm wearing pink. I'm wearing whatever color shirt that's not white up in here.
All the prisoners wear.
Yeah, it's white. Prison white. Despite the orange that you see on the county stuff, people are like, oh, it's orange. No, it's not orange. Or brown. Nope, it's white.
Or sweats.
That's still white.
Still white.
At least in TDC.
I mean, easy to tell whenever you need to stop somebody and make them clean their shirt.
Mm-hmm. This is dope. I can't wait.
I like it. It's coming out nice.
It is. It really, really is.
Do you feel like you had an advantage not studying psychology when you were freshly in school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that I got a chance to see the world before I got to learn about what behaviors drive the world. And so I think that there's an innocence to being able to just travel and see and do and experience people however you experience them, and then come back and say, oh, now I can understand why this happens. Instead of being armed with that knowledge and being 20-something years old, and now you're doing exactly what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You're just labeling them. You just boom, boom. Okay, this person got this person got that.
Now you, Lisa Simpson, cursed with knowledge, depressed.
Yep.
Yeah. Why do they say that? Like the smartest people will be the most depressed.
Well, I think it's a couple of things. I think people are intelligent, but they rely on their intelligence to isolate themselves. So it's like I can only be around me because I think I'm the most esoteric. I have all the knowledge, and it's like there are other smart people, and it's okay to know that there are other people that are smart or
Right.
smarter than you, and we have to be okay with that.
That makes sense. Trying to make these boxes perfectly square. How come all the weekends aren't circled?
It just was, design.
Better aesthetically.
Yeah. But the other thing too, I thought about this even with the logo. When the guy, my graphic artist, did it, I was like, technically, your weekend could be any day of the week. If you work on the weekends and your weekend is Wednesday and Thursday, that's your weekend.
Yeah, because tattooing, like the weekend's busy, then we do this on Sunday, so sometimes Monday kind of feels like a weekend event. Yeah. So for them, you the week therapist. If their weekend's Thursday and they gotta see you on Sunday.
It could be the weekend. They could be whatever day of the week, just so long as they come to see somebody. If they have a need, you don't necessarily need to be in active therapy. I think that's the thing that people have to realize.
So what's the difference? What is I don't want to say inactive, but a less active therapy look
maintenance therapy? Like you might be seeing somebody once every 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Once every, just kind of check in, like, hey, this what's happening in life, blah, 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 this and that, because you're getting an unbiased third party. And if something is happening, you already have a relationship with that therapist. So they're going to have that background story. They're going to have that information with you. versus, hey, there's going to be, like we have we have a way of waiting till things get to crisis mode before we seek out help. And I always propose, like, don't do that. Go do something before you in crisis. Don't wait till you in crisis.
How do you know what point, like, because then you could become like the hypochondriac, right?
You can.
If you do it too early. So how do you know like what point to balance that out, I guess?
I think the idea though is when you feel like you are beyond a space where it's a complete departure from who you are. So who you know yourself to be, if you're starting to exhibit behaviors that do not match who you know yourself to be, it's probably time to go reach out.
Hi guys, it's the booking manager here at 4D Studios. Books are open now and filling up fast. To get your spot on the schedule, text 346-291-4438. Send in your ideas so we can help curate the perfect session for you. Walk-ins are accepted but not guaranteed. Again, text 346-291-4438 to get your tattoo scheduled today.